welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Stand up for your country. Another harrowing day on Wall Street. I have to look, because that's my job to report to you. You don't have to look. Okay, if I were you, I wouldn't. Just let it play out, this tariff madness, okay? Don't get caught up in it. Do not let it affect your personality. Don't get depressed. Don't get angry. Don't do any of those things. You cannot control this. Now, tomorrow I'm going to talk about capitalism and the dangers of capitalism. I'll begin with a message of the day in the morning on Wednesday, which I hope you read, because that's what this is all about. It's about capitalism. And capitalism is hard, and it's risky. So anyway, that's my advice personally to you. And the Talking Points Memo will bring you right up to date on where we are. So I do expect that most nations in the world will make negotiations with the United States happen soon. From those negotiations, I expect deals to emerge. And the reason I expect this is it's Donald Trump's legacy. If the American economy falters, his legacy will falter. Think George Bush the Elder. Think him, because it just blew up right in his face. And his son, George Bush the Younger, his legacy was absolutely damaged by the economy in the last part of his second term. Donald Trump wants to go on Mount Rushmore. The joke is, if there's no room, he'll buy his own mountain. Okay? But he wants to go out as one of the greats. And he can't if this doesn't work. So I'm putting my money on the president's power to bring prosperity from this madness. I could be wrong. Now let's get to the facts. The only nation that's not going to play ball, sorry for the cliche, is China. China is a ruthless enemy of the United States. Here are the facts. Last year, China derived about $300 billion more in trade than we got from them. $300 billion. Second was Mexico with $172 million. I mean, Mexico is doing great with the USA, but China, way out there. We buy more Chinese goods than any other place on earth by far. There are 1.5 billion people in China. 1.5 billion. They need to feed them. China needs us. And nobody wants the yuan, their currency. That's why China has invested an astounding amount of money in the USA. I'll get to that in a moment. China is using the $300 billion a year to fund its war machine. Donald Trump knows that. China's now not building its military for defensive purposes. It has more than enough defense. It is building its military for offensive purposes. It is using U.S. trade dollars to do that. Again, nobody wants China's currency. They have to do business in dollars. Okay. Now, China is holding $760 billion in U.S. investments. Those are bonds, real estate, company investments, TikTok, all of that. 760. China could pull that money out of here. If it does, we'll go into a severe recession. So you can see both sides have a huge amount at stake. This is a trade war. Not with the other countries. Canada, Mexico, they'll make deals. EU, they'll make deals. Israel's already made its deal. Okay? So, but China, very, very risky. All right, now, last night at 7 o'clock, I turned on CNN because, again, I have to accumulate information. and Erin Burnett was the anchor. And Erin Burnett is a very smart woman. She is a left-wing person because that's the culture at CNN. Can't hold a show there unless you're a liberal. Cannot. But she's not alone. But I was listening to her commentary, and she was sympathizing with China, as Mick Jagger might put it, sympathizing with the devil. Roll the tape.
And it sounds deeply unserious. It sounds made up. It sounds petulant. On what basis another 50%? And by the way, he says this is happening Wednesday. So here's the situation. If Trump says he's going to hit China with another 50% tariff on top of the 34% that he just put on all goods from China, which comes on top of the 20% already in place, that means U.S. tariffs on everything from China of 104%. So just going off the new tariffs in the past week, just those, buying something that was $10 from China a week ago, if you went online at Amazon, it came from China, it was $10. It would be $18.50 on Wednesday. $10 a week ago, $18.50 on Wednesday. That's insane.
Why is that insane? Don't buy it. Don't buy it. What don't you understand about China's cheating? What don't you understand about China's threat, not only to America, but to the world? Don't buy Chinese stuff. Here's what I said on News Nation. I turned on CNN. I wanted to get a wider look at reaction to what Trump did today. And the anchor at 7 is a very smart woman. She's an ideologue to the left, but she's not a nut. To my shock, she was almost sympathizing with China. Let me tell you about China. They are the worst cheaters on the planet. Mm-hmm. They steal, every untoward thing that you could do economically, they do. Every year, the United States sends $300 billion more to China than they send to us in trade. $300 billion. Ireland, with a population of 5 million, takes more U.S. goods than China. Ireland. Can you believe that? China's got 1.5 billion people to consume. Ireland's got 5 million. They take more stuff because China stops American stuff from going into the country. And that the products that do make it are parts for airplanes, kind of quasi-military stuff. All right? You get it? So why would anybody on the planet sympathize with China? All right, let's sum up. This is very dangerous. It's a trade war. I'm hoping that Xi and Trump will meet in June. I know negotiations are underway. I'm actually scheduled to go to China at the end of May. That has nothing to do with anything, but if I disappear, you'll know why. The Biden administration did not care at all about this as a footnote. They let China do absolutely what China wanted to do. So it is a shock. So the Trump administration is shocking Beijing. And that's the memo. All right, inside the Trump administration, there is a brawl between the senior counsel for trade and manufacturing, Peter Navarro, and Elon Musk. So it started when Musk kind of said, I really don't like the tariffs. And here's how Navarro replied. Go.
When it comes to tariffs and trade, we all understand in the White House, and the American people understand, that Elon's a car manufacturer. But he's not a car manufacturer. He's a car assembler in many cases. If you go to his Texas plant, a good part of the engines that he gets, which in the EV case is the batteries, come from Japan and come from China. The electronics come from Taiwan. The tires come. What we want, and the difference is in our thinking and Elon's on this, is that we want the tires made in Akron.
All right, so Elon didn't like that very much, and he posts on X, quote, Navarro is truly a moron. What he says here is demonstrably false. And then Elon puts up, Tesla has the most American-made cars. Navarro is dumber than a sack of rocks, unquote. So boys. Now, I believe that Elon Musk will go back to the private sector soon. I have no inside information about that, but that's, I think, will happen. Could be wrong, but it's interesting. This tariff thing is now, it's causing a lot of turbulence. Stock market, up, down, in, out. I'm not taking it seriously. I have resigned myself to a 6-month period of pain, if you will. I think by the fall, then things will even out a little bit. I hope they do, but I'm not going day to day on it. I'm not. Okay, it's crazy. As I said in the beginning, don't let it affect your personality. Now, yesterday, CNBC reported a false story that caused the stock market to rocket up. Here's what CNBC said.
I think we do have some headlines.
I think we can go with this headline. Apparently, Hassett's been saying that Trump will consider a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except for China.
Except for China.
Oh, well, that's huge.
No, it wasn't huge. It was not true. So, 19 minutes later, CNBC had to come back and say this.
Spoke to Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, on the phone just a short time ago, and she tells me it is, quote unquote, fake news that the White House is considering a 90-day pause. So the White House pouring cold water on this idea, wherever it came from.
Well, it came from you. Okay, CNBC, that's where it came from. Oh, don't give me wherever it came from. You reported it. I don't know, NBC News totally collapsed. It's 100%. What the deuce is going on over there? Believe me, I'm in charge of NBC News. Sorry, those people are gone. You can't do that. They do it. There is a lot of talk about government debt, but the real crisis is personal debt. You need done with debt. They have unique strategies to help end your debt fast, so you can keep more of your hard-earned money. And they will not try to sell you a loan. They're tough negotiators. Will go one-on-one with your credit card and loan companies to drastically reduce bills, eliminate interest, erase penalties. Clients end up with more money in their pocket on month 1. And they don't stop until you're debt-free. Take a few minutes. Visit donewithdebt.com. It's free, but listen. Some solutions are time sensitive, so you have to move quickly. Go to donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. Tell them Bill sent you. Okay, we got a rollicking YouTube deal about masculinity and the tariffs. Okay, we want you to sign up free. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. We're approaching 1 million subs. That's subscribers. Please sign up. You'll like it. Twice a week. And tomorrow we'll have a new one. Don't know yet what it is, but I have to come up with something. Here's a mail. Jack Llewellyn, Falling Waters, West Virginia. Never been to Falling Waters. Bill, 76-year-old, longtime listener. Would you say all this talk about tariffs has let the population terrified? Some people are terrified. And I said, it's normal to be worried, agitated. It's normal. Nick Jangles, Howell, Michigan. Americans want change, but are not willing to adapt. Reducing $36 trillion in debt requires painful choices. True. We want to get that debt out, but a lot of us don't want to sacrifice. Bruce Eilman, Millwood, New York. Perhaps you can explain how shifting manufacturing products back to the USA from China, Malaysia, Mexico, etc., will help with consumer costs and inflation. because the more products that are made in the USA, the more employment there will be, the higher salaries will be, so people will have more money to consume, and that lifts the economy. Rick Cunningham, Oro Valley, Arizona. Many of the signs at the Trump protests demanded the president leave alone Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. He already said he's not going to mess with those programs. But that doesn't matter to the protesters, does it? No. I don't care what's true. They hate Trump. Mitchell Keller, Lakemore, Illinois. Bill, where inflation is hurting American terribly is a high cost of rent and purchasing a home. Okay, home prices are going to come down. If the stock market declines, home prices will come down in conjunction with that, no question. Rent's a different story. It depends how many dwellings are on the marketplace, what the competition level is. That's what drives rents. We don't have wage price controls here. Laura on a message board, if your retirement is seeing unrealized losses, that's what happens when you were in the stock market. If you actually need the money right now, you shouldn't be in the market. That is a bubble has been waiting to pop. Okay, market goes up and it goes down. That's capitalism. Again, read my message tomorrow morning. Pamela Butler, Kings Mountain, North Carolina. I learned so much from your books, Bill. Killing Jesus, I learned more than from my father, who was a minister. I learned so much from Killing England, and I love history, reading, Confronting the Presidents Now. Confronting the Presidents is one of the best for learning. Next week is Holy Week. You can rent the Killing Jesus movie, best movie for Holy Week, and you can buy the book if you really want to know about the Nazarene. Peter Mestrov, Fort Worth, Texas. I emigrated from Germany 2011. Immediately became a fan of yours, O'Reilly, and have all your books. I subscribed to your membership service when you left Fox News, and I'm very happy I upgraded to concierge. This coming week, I'll become a citizen of the United States after being a green card holder for 14 years. Peter, we're happy to have you. I congratulate you. You did it the right way. You are a true American. Boy, I love to hear stories like that. All right, we got Mother's Day, May 11th. How about not woke mom mugs, all right? How about a not woke, and we're going to have for Father's Day, not woke dad. How about that? Now, for mom, if you want to give her a little bit more than a mug, we're giving you Killing Witches, Killing the Witches. Twin it with the mug at a great price. Give mom some a little bit different perfume. Not woke mom plus Killing the Witches together. So go to our store. And we got the not woke gear all over the place there. So you can gear up for the spring, if it ever comes here in the Northwest. Word of the day, do not be a sophist. S-O-P-H-I-S-T. Sophist. Don't be that. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Final thought, the aftermath of Holly in a moment. Let's talk about something big pharma doesn't want you to hear. The government and drug companies suppress treatments like ivermectin and others, not because they didn't work, but because they threatened their billion-dollar vaccine rollout. They want control over your health, but when it comes to your health, you should be in charge. I trust All Family Pharmacy. They provide ivermectin, antibiotics, more essential treatments that can be hard to find. They handle prescriptions shipped directly to your door in days. No hassle, real options. Stock up now so you're prepared, whether it's for illness, travel, or just peace of mind. You never know when you'll need these medications. So please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use the code BILL10 for 10% off. Again, allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Code BILL10. There is a growing real estate crime out there. The FBI calls it house stealing. Criminals forge your signature on one document, file it with a fake notary stamp. Just like that, your title's gone. Then criminals can take out loans or sell without you knowing. So, when is the last time you checked your home's title? Probably never, and the scammers know it. That's why I trust Home Title Lock's $1 million triple lock protection. You get 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud does occur, they'll spend up to $1 million to restore your title at no added cost. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code BILL250 now for a free title history report and access to your title expert. $250 value when you sign up. HomeTitleLock.com, code BILL250. So last night I spent 2 hours writing thank you notes like this, with my hand on paper, addressing the envelope to people who sent condolences about Holly. Holly passed last month, as you know, got millions of condolences on the internet. Millions, if you can believe it, worldwide. But some people did write me cards, and I tried to answer. I can't answer all of them, but I did write for 2 hours last night. If you write a thank you note by hand, put an envelope, put a stamp on it, people will remember that. That separates you from the email and text brigades. It's dying out, but boy, I felt an obligation to do it. And a thank you once again for all the condolences for Holly. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. I'm Bill O'Reilly. We will see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.